In this video, we are going to explore the section of your portfolio that's called My Growth Markers. We're going to set this section up and practice adding some artifacts. There will be a couple steps to this video that you'll need to follow along with, and you will need to kind of flip-flop between your Google Drive and this site. So I would really recommend going through Google Chrome and going into desktop mode so that you can flip-flop between different tabs on your iPad so that it's easy for you to follow along and navigate. So open up your literacy portfolio and you will see a tab at the top of your portfolio called My Growth Markers. Go ahead and click on that. Once that page has loaded, you should see a Google Doc built into that page that looks something like this. It says Evidence of Learning. And there's a table there with 3 columns. One says Learning Target, the second says Artifact, and the third says Reflection. This is a tool that you are going to be using throughout the school year and adding your own personal pieces to. And so today we want to take a moment to get this set up. Right now this is probably a view-only document for you that I believe Ms. Brader was the original owner or creator of. So our job today is to create your own copy that you can edit and add things to. And we'll do that by scrolling down to the bottom of kind of this built-in window. And you should see a little link where it says Open School Portfolio Template. Go ahead and click on that. What it should do is then open that Google Doc for you. I'm guessing that your version is going to be view only. So what you'll want to do is click File, Make a Copy. We are going to rename this right away. So what I want you to do is rename this Evidence of Learning, and then Literacy. So that way when this document shows up in your Google Doc, you know what it is. So Evidence of Learning with a dash, Literacy. Then click OK. You'll also want to add this to your literacy folder right away. Hit OK. And the second step you'll want to do immediately after is click the Share button. Go to Settings so that it's shared with anyone with the link can view. So take a moment, finish making your copy, name it Evidence of Learning, Literacy, and make sure that it's shared with anyone with the link can view. Once that's done, go ahead and hit Save and Done. Okay, so our next step is to go back to your site, and this might be a little confusing, so pay careful attention. We are going to go to our site. We need to replace the document that's here with the one you just created. So to do that, you need to hit this pencil button where it says Edit Pages. And the way your screen looks will hopefully change. You'll see that there's a Google document here, but it will probably just look gray. And then you have this toolbar right above it. We want to get rid of the document that's here and replace it with yours so you can edit it and add your personal information. So do that by clicking this X where it says Remove. So go ahead, this X right here says Remove, click on that, and that document should disappear. What we want to do next is replace that with a document you just created for yourself. And we can do that by clicking Insert, go to Drive, Document, and it's Evidence of Learning dash Literacy. You just created it, so it should be towards the top, I'm thinking. If you don't see it pop up right away, go ahead and search for it in your search bar. But once you find Evidence of Learning that you've created, hit Select. We won't change any of these settings right now. If you want to later, go ahead and do that. But for now, just hit Save. You'll see this new gray box pop up that says Google Document. That means your document is now in your website. What you'll want to do is then hit this blue Save button in the upper right-hand corner of your site, because it's really, really important to remember that Google Sites do not automatically save. So when you make changes, you have to hit this Save button. So take a minute, save your work, and you should see this new document that looks exactly the same. But the great thing about this is now you can edit this and your personal information will start to pop in. So next step is to focus on how we want to use this document. So I'm going to close out of the original and go to the Evidence of Learning document. So this is really going to be an ongoing document where you can add artifacts like pictures of your work or connecting your Google Docs directly to this page, taking pictures of rubrics or screenshots of feedback you've gotten on your work. And then it's also a space for you to reflect on your own growth and thinking about what your next steps could be for goal setting. So for today, we're going to practice using this document by adding our first piece of our evidence of learning. We are going to use our theme analysis post-assessment as our first piece that we add to this document. If you go into your Google Drive, you should be able to find your document by typing in theme analysis post-assessment. That's what the document should be called. Theme analysis. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not theme analysis. It's memoir post-assessment. Memoir post-assessment. I'm sorry. Type that in. You should be able to find your document, memoir post-assessment. I will click on my document, and it should look something like this. This is a story we read about losing Piper, and then you gave some responses after. So the first thing we're going to do in that evidence of learning document is add the learning target, which happens to be right at the top here. So we can easily do that by just highlighting, copying, and then pasting that directly into our evidence of learning document. So I can just go ahead, plunk it in. If you want to make the text look a little bit different, change the font or size so it's easier to read, go ahead. But for right now, we're just going to paste in that learning target. The next thing we're going to do is copy and paste the link for that actual artifact. So your artifact is your post-assessment. So you can make sure that your document is shared with anyone with the link. You can copy and paste this web address up here at the top of your screen. Go back to your evidence of learning, and in the artifact section of your table, you are going to insert the link. Rather than just pasting it though, we're going to hyperlink it. So when you look at the toolbar, you should see a little tool that looks kind of like some links connected. It says insert link. Click on that. You'll paste the web address here in this bottom section where it says link, and at the top type the text memoir post assessment. Okay. And then the next step is to take a picture of the rubric you've been given with your final score. Then you can add that to this artifact section as well. You'll do that by hitting Insert Image. Yours will maybe look a little bit different than mine on your iPad, but same idea. You are going to choose the picture of your rubric from your album. For me, I'm going to have to upload mine. And okay, so I've got mine. Again, this process might look slightly different for you, but I'm just going to insert my rubric right here. Yours will have a score and possibly some comments on it, so your feedback is right there included with your artifact. So that way you can always look at the score and feedback you got on your rubric, and you can also click directly on the document where you did your work and you possibly got some feedback on your Google Doc through comments from your teacher. Then the last step is to think about, how does this piece of evidence show your growth as a learner, and what are your next steps towards moving even further with that learning target. So this is a personal space for your reflection. Take time and seriously reflect on what you did well in this piece and what your next steps are, and just write a few sentences, a short paragraph perhaps, or even less, reflecting on what this piece means to you and your growth.